Hello, everyone. It is Friday, the 19th of July, 2024, and it's been almost a week since the attempted Trump assassination, and I've been someone that's been reporting on it within hours, actually within minutes, especially on Signal and Telegram, when it happened. And there's been a lot of information that has come to light, obviously, since then. This is pretty standard, and there are people that are getting more and more accurate with their reporting on things, and they're getting more, I guess, brave with like what they're sharing, knowing that there's such a there's backlash and cancel culture, and so many other reasons why people don't want to speak the truth, especially on platforms when you have like a huge following. People like myself have had our accounts deleted multiple times. It's impossible to make a living when you are someone that accurately reports things on a regular basis, telling the truth when you are calling out the left and the right, both sides the same, in my humble opinion, and inaccuracies on all sides. And but it doesn't mean that people shouldn't be trying to be as honest and as fact-based and as evidence-based as possible when it comes to anything regarding the reality of the world, whether it be the Earth shape, whether it be COVID, whether it be Ukraine-Russian war, whether it be Israel-Palestine conflicts, and Afghanistan pullout, you name it. There's just so many things. 9/11, January 6th, the Freedom Convoy, so many things that need to be addressed. And we have people that are mainstream or consider themselves not to be mainstream, even though they're part of the mainstream and came from mainstream, and still have the same formatting and ways of reporting and same sources, same informants, same connections as they did previously. And they're not learning, they're not getting out of their comfort zones and actually going down the rabbit holes that they should be, right? And so, but I will say that people like Candace Owens starting to share a lot more information than I ever thought possible. So that's what I was saying. 2024 is a year where there's going to be a lot more truth coming out, and people like myself have called a lot of things. It's on my friggin' whiteboard still about the cyber attacks and blackouts and things like that. That would be power outages, issues with banking that would be coming this year. Something that I predicted, not because I think I'm anything special, but because the writing was on the wall. And when you look at past previous attempts to implement these measures and things like that, it's very obvious to certain people and certain groups. It's a small group of people, but it's still a group nonetheless. And so even now, there's been outages with I don't want to say the name properly, but it even impacted my bank today. So I had an appointment with my financial advisor just to transfer some funds into another location, and we're going to do this on Monday, I guess, or next week at some point, just because everything's down. Banking systems are down, and this is a main branch. This is RBC, and it's the cloud, global outage, flights, banks, everything, and so flights as well. Obviously, were impacted. This is an NBC News special report. I hope you can hear this.
Good morning, good to see you. You are coming on the air right now with breaking news: a mass global technical outage tied to CrowdStrike, which is a major cybersecurity provider, and critical computer infrastructure offline all across the country, and in fact, all around the world.
All around the world.
It's an issue with a software update. It's impacting lots and lots of Microsoft computer systems worldwide, from businesses to emergency services, 911, traffic lights, transit systems, and it's having a major impact on airlines as well. American, Delta, United, they're all keeping their flights grounded. You're looking at some live things from the airport. It is chaos again, 6 a.m. on the East Coast, and this is the scene now. They're having difficulty even printing any kind of boarding passes. This, of course, is a developing situation. The full scope of this problem remains to be seen. And Brian, as we get started right here in Studio 1A, we should point out computers at NBC News right here as we're getting on the air. We're trying to do some workarounds here to get on the air, but this is something that's affecting people worldwide.
Yeah, and other news reporters are risk managers having issues as well. I mean, this is impacting all different types of businesses. When you talk about airlines, you also talk about, just 911 services, in some cases reporting outages as well. And you're even hearing of anecdotes of banks in other countries experiencing that. We don't yet have reporting.
Today's the 201st day of the year because it's a leap year. Very interesting stuff. And I'm going to share some photos and some, maybe some videos as well. I probably will. I will say that photos can be edited, videos can be edited. I've clearly even called that out. There's even this guy, I think his name is Viva or Vashima or whatever his name is. Like, anyways, a leftist,
I've
clearly.
done some stuff personally.
But sharing like edited photos of Trump with his hands full of blood. Sorry, if it's still going on. And these are edited. I've looked at multiple different videos of when he touches his ear and brings it down and then like gets back up. And so I just don't understand why people have to sensationalize things, over dramatize things. Let's just report the fucking facts. Sorry for swearing. I'm sounding like Dan Bongino there with that goofball and all that stuff. Anyway, but yes, I'm going to be sharing some photos. It was really hard for me to even get them online and transfer them from my phone to my laptop. And so I tried via Instagram, via Twitter, or X, I mean, and also Discord. And things are still loading on some accounts. So anyways, that's why I'm a little delayed, even though I said I was going to go live. And so I've talked about there being a possible second shooter. I've already showed videos of that. That could have been edited, like I'm saying, and it's coming from the water tower location. I shared that yesterday or the day before. I did share, you know, some suspicious activity within the crowd, even behind the bleachers. But I was even saying that it's not enough to make any bogus claims against anyone. Just that some people and their behavior and their mannerisms warranted just further investigation and talk to. Obviously, there was an attempted an assassination attempt on a possible future president-elect, and this is very important information to at least look at. There's been reports that there was a ladder, that there wasn't a ladder. I'm getting photos of multiple angles of there possibly being a ladder, not in the location that they were saying, same building, but like just like a different location. And I'll share that as well. And these are things that, again, we need to question still. This could be edited. These could be photos that came out before or after the event. And so there's just a lot more information that needs to come out. Kim Cheadle, she's a coward because she's refusing to step down and she's refusing to stop to talk and be transparent with people. And again, as someone that's had such an epic failure, the fact that she didn't take that opportunity to be honest and be transparent and admit that she fucked up completely, gravely, and then stepped down, that would have been her a proper legacy, right? Like that would have been forgiven to most people in the friggin' world, right? To some people that have empathy and compassion, it would be obviously an investigation if it was deemed that she was incompetent or was involved in any type of like deep state friggin' assassination attempt, all of this crazy stuff. That of course jail time. That's treason, and anyone else involved in that would also be guilty of treason, and should be arrested, should be investigated, should be in jail. And so why, like, it's not rules for thee, not for me. Okay, so if you're working in government or not, or working with government, you are not above the fucking law. In fact, you should be someone that is held on a bigger, you know, I was going to say pedestal, but like no, not at all. But you should be held more accountable for your actions at a very minimum. You should be held to higher standards than a civilian. And so there should be more accountability, is what I'm talking about, that in a peaceful way, obviously investigations, and if things come out, then jail time, even if it's just, anyway. I'm going on all these tangents. Yeah, I just got home not too long ago. That's why I'm a little bit late. I usually do my videos in the morning, but I wasn't here. Anyway, so a lot to go through. I want to see if I can even share this because I was having internet issues as well, but I'll go into Discord. So here, one image. Let me see if you can see this. Why is it not letting me share? Okay, there we go. Picture. I can zoom in, but open in browser. Just give me a moment. It's going to load. Here's a few photos I just wanted to take a look at. Still loading. So here is Trump on stage, the bleachers, the Secret Service snipers, that were apparently possibly not Secret Service snipers. Apparently they were municipal. Who knows? And obviously the shooter. And then a distance approximately 130 yards. Butler Farm Show, Butler, PA. Here's the water tower. Possible second shooter. Again, there needs to be more confirmed reports of this. There were multiple witness accounts. Here's the ladder. Here's another photo of the ladder. If it'll come up, it's still loading. Here's another. Photo of the ladder. So again, who knows? Was it already in place? Was it something that was brought in beforehand? Was it something that, it's from a different photo? Is this a fake photo? Who knows? More information needs to be garnered. I've already talked about the laser range finder and the possibility that he didn't go through the proper security protocols in order to gain access or entry into the speaking convention to begin with, and then one in and then one out. People are saying that and again talking about the van that had the explosive devices found inside, so 10 miles away, and that he had the AR-15 broken down into a bag to bring in. But there was also a report that said that even days leading up to the event, that people were given an email and told not to bring bags and multiple other things because they'd be taken away, confiscated, or they would not be able to gain entry into the speaking convention. And so that needs to be further looked at. The timestamp of when people were notified of the threat, at least over an hour beforehand, at least on a tactical network, a tactical radio channel. But who had access to that? Who was listening in? There was a command post in a holding area, a staging area. There was multiple different areas where, things could have been addressed and known, again, like at least an hour in advance. And then who had access to that network, to that channel, and who was notified. We need to know that immediately. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of things I'm skipping, but it's because I've been at this for almost a week now, and it's been like almost friggin' 24/7, and I'm getting a lot of reports. So even regarding the parents, I was saying the other day, like it was something to question why the parents were concerned about their son, and being gone for several hours on Saturday, and so obviously like for me, I was like, oh my god, like of course it's obviously because like they had found it's not on the it's not something that's shared. So again, actually, I can't even say that this is obvious because it's not something that's been shared yet to be on the 9/11 phone call conversation. It'd be interesting to get access to that as well, because the firearm that was taken was from either his father or his grandfather. Again, I'm getting conflicting reports about both of that, about all of that. And so it was either his father or his grandfather that owned that AR-15. And so they called in because they were concerned, likely because it was missing. And then the father or the grandfather realized it was missing, and there was concern because of that, right? And so, son or not, if your friggin' gun is missing and there's questionable behavior, suspicious behavior with your son, of course they're going to call it in. And they were compliant. They were open to discussing anything, apparently. So it'd be interesting to get to that 911 call, if it was a 911 call or if it was a direct call to the police, Butler Police. Who knows? I also identified the woman who was behind the bleachers. I could just open this up just to show you. I just took a screen capture of a video, but again, it's not. It's just to, again, because I've talked about her. Other people have talked about her. Again, it's just someone that warranted further investigation because she was acting a little suspicious, and it turns out the reason why she was possibly acting suspicious is because it's not even loading. Janine DeGiuseppe, which she's a government. Share from another platform because my Instagram is still not working. So this woman right here, identified as Janine DeGiuseppe. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologize. But yeah.
I've done some stuff.
So just get a little more of a background. And I apologize because my my internet is so terrible right now.
Trudeau go.
Oh yeah, England's on fire right now.
Trudeau go.
Yeah. I'm loving the internet disruptions. I was going to share the video from Redacted, Jimmy Dore as well, but I'll get to that if I can even get access to my proper internet, because everything's still loading. Okay, so with Redacted, this was posted 15 hours ago. Who was on the water tower? 10 witnesses come forward. Redacted with Clayton Morris.
We have been reporting from day one that someone was on that water tower. And now 10 eyewitnesses, 10, have forward to confirm that.
Oh my God. You're not even seeing it. Okay. What is going on here?
Ten eyewitnesses, 10 have come forward to confirm that yes, someone was on that water tower. So throw all 10 people out. Say, oh, they're just nuts. Yeah, they're just Trump supporters. They're just nuts. Or you could listen to them. Who was on that water tower the day that President Trump was shot? And now we have video of a figure, someone on that water tower. Now, initially, RSBN Network originally aired this wide-angle footage from their live stream on their X account during this day. We've now zoomed in and added some text so you can see a figure moving on top of this water tower. So take a look at your screen here.
Chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's dead, take a look at what happened.
Now you see that figure disappear.
Wait.
Now you see that figure reemerge. Okay. Now the figure reemerges. So interesting, right? Now we're going to zoom in. You can see this dark figure at the very top here as President Trump is speaking right before the shots are fired. And then this person right after, about 4 seconds after the shots are fired, steps out. You can listen to the ducks out of view.
And they had been right by the fence where the other shooter was. There was one I heard in the water tower. There was one up the fence.
It's obviously initial reports, but what we do is crack of the gunfire, and I just screamed, "It's a sniper! It's a sniper!" and just fired down toward water tower.
That's what we're hearing.
Gentleman behind me, I was one seat, he was to the right of me. He could see the sharpshooter behind Trump. He said the sharpshooter shot to the left. He killed the gentleman in the water tower here.
So
no blood on his hand.
Unbelievable. And many almost.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but Janita DeGiuseppe was a FBI special agent.
Everyone in the chat is saying, I see it. I see it. I knew right from the beginning that this was suspect. And
yes, it is sort of Bigfoot-esque because it's such a zoom, right? Someone in the chat is saying this looks like Bigfoot, but it's clearly something moving of its own accord that is not an animal.
Large. It's not a bird,
right?
Which you wouldn't see. Some people are like, oh, no, because you see the X on the front of it, which is the painting. And maybe we can play it again here. How many of you guys in the chat want to see this again? So we're going to roll it again. I won't talk over it this time. I want you to watch, though, as this figure steps in and steps back. And right after the shots are fired, step right before, and then right after the shots are fired, 4 seconds after, steps back. Watch.
Shots a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Okay, water towers.
That shot's a couple of months old. If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
So that's what we have today on this water tower angle. Again, a number of eyewitnesses. It was started out as 2, then 3, then 4, now 10 eyewitnesses coming forward to confirm. And of course, people are asking, hey, whatever video you have, you were there. If you shot video, any angle, it doesn't matter. And even if you shot it an hour ahead of time, it doesn't matter. Please send in your video so that we can analyze it and take a look from different locations and angles to confirm all of this. Everyone had an
saying
iPhone.
This every investigation now we have 10.
Right.
So who specifically wants the video?
I do.
Oh, you.
I'm calling for it. I
okay.
haven't seen anyone asking for it other than it's just people on social media who want it. But.
Okay.
Well, at least we know the congressional hearings, they're going to hang this all up so that we know exactly what's going on. At least we have that confidence.
Well, right. So how many, though, do we have? You know, it's hard to count now. We have the Senate oversight. We have DHS, Department of Homeland Security. We have the FBI and Secret Service. And the Biden administration has separately said that they will investigate. Have I missed any? So how do we have any confidence that this is overlapping use of our tax dollars because we can't trust any one of them? So that's not.
We have a redacted investigation, which is free because this show is free. Right. So,
Speaker Johnson has also ordered a House investigation. So that's how many? 6, I think.
Yeah.
But they said they're going to be transparent with the American people. So, we have to take faith in that.
Well, senators finally got their private meeting with the FBI and the Secret Service. And we now know that Senator Marsha Blackburn says that the Secret Service knew about a threat prior to President Trump walking out on stage. That is confirmed. We know of a threat before the president comes out on stage. Why in the hell did you let him come out on stage? And also, why did you not let his team know about the threat? She learned this from a briefing with the Secret Service and the FBI, did Senator Marsha Blackburn. And now confirmed that the Secret Service saw the shooter on the roof 20 minutes before allegedly opened fire. And I say allegedly opened fire because I'm not convinced that he fired anything. To be honest with you, I'm not convinced that Thomas Matthew Crooks is the guy that we're even looking for. Maybe a part of it, but he's the alleged shooter. They saw him 20 minutes on the rooftop before he fired a shot. Watch.
The stunning new images tonight, the new details from the investigation into the assassination attempt on former President Trump. Video obtained by ABC station WTAE appearing to show the alleged gunman Thomas Crooks walking the perimeter of the rally about 1 hour before the former president was shot. And tonight, the FBI briefing lawmakers, and a disturbing timeline has now emerged. The gunman was actually identified as a person of interest 62 minutes before the first shots were fired. He approached security, but when he saw the magnetometers, he apparently backed away. And the Secret Service saw him on that roof a full 20 minutes before he fired at the former president.
Yeah, 20 minutes. And I see people in the chat saying 3 hours.
The videos of him there
he came initially 3 hours ahead of time.
The holding area.
Also, we have independent verification that Trump campaign had sent out emails prior to the arrival of individuals coming to the event, and they were told under no uncertain circumstances, Absolutely no bags. No bags are allowed to be brought in here.
I haven't watched this yet.
And of course, we now know that he brought a backpack in. How did the Secret Service allow a person of interest to bring a backpack in? Not only that, a ladder and a rifle, but that's just a separate part of this whole story.
Here's the thing, like, just how batshit this is. He didn't plan this thing out. He's literally planning this assassination attempt right there in front of Secret Service. They're watching him do it. I mean, it's like you've seen Python and the Holy Grail. The guard in the castle. He's like writing the note, and he fired out the window, and they're just staring at him the whole time. It's like that's like what's going on. Yeah, exactly. This guy's like planning this assassination attempt right under the nose of Secret Service. They're watching him do it, and they do nothing. I mean, that just blows my mind.
Yeah, they have the video of him an hour ahead of time, just like walking the grounds. He's like, this building right here would be a really good spot.
And he had a rangefinder on him. He was using a rangefinder
and that there's still conflicting reports that people are saying that he either did not go to security, did not get picked up with a rangefinder earlier on. He still had it, right? So like, it's where did he get it? How did he get access or entry in with it? Why was it not found? Why was it so there's conflicting reports on that as well. And so again, unless we see him going through friggin' security, the videos and the footage and any of that stuff, and or even recordings, literally anything, we need to have more proof of that. And there's also the possibility that he was not originally planning on shooting Trump. He just became a target of opportunity. There was a possibility that he was trying to do a massive casualty situation where he was going to possibly target the crowd, right? And so again, there's nothing. This is just a theory at this point. There's conflicting reports on that, like I said, and a lot of things to question. But this could have been a target of opportunity being provided, and not his initial mission, I guess.
Using golf to know how far to drive. So he and they even mentioned, the police mentioned that.
Exactly.
That's wild.
What's amazing to me, so again, to Philip's point, that's why this is leading me to believe, again, this is me saying this, okay, leading me to believe all of these data points of him being there, being seen, he's almost trying to be as conspicuous as possible, right? So that we all believe, like, this is the guy. We want you to walk around. We want you to walk around so that, people have cell phone cameras. To me speculating, but why else would he be walking around as a data point? We know that he goes through the magnetometer. He's
right.
got a backpack.
Let them see you.
Yeah.
Act suspicious.
Walk with a ladder. Walk with a gun.
Yes, you are the patsy, so play the role.
Yeah, people need to see you in order to be the patsy.
That's what it
Harvey
feels
Oswald.
like, right? And again, this is speculation at this point.
Yeah.
What we're talking about right now.
Anyway, so Senator Marsha Blackburn says, I just got off a briefing with the Secret Service, the FBI. I'm appalled to learn that the Secret Service knew about a threat prior to President Trump walking on stage. I have no confidence in the leadership of Director Cheadle and believe it's in the best interest of our nation if she steps down from her position. The Secret Service, of course, has blamed the failure on local police in Butler, Pennsylvania. They said they assigned the building where the shooter was to the local police, but then the local policeman told Fox News that was not true. So there's seems to be some consternation between local police, state police, and the Secret Service. But ultimately, Secret Service has the day. They have the buck stops with the Secret Service. So you can blame it and point the fingers all you want. But if you're not marshaling your soldiers properly, it's a failure of you, the Secret Service. They say they were the only ones responsible for this. The local police says we're only responsible for traffic detail, which would mean the Secret Service is lying and, of course, blaming, pointing the fingers here. Of course, Cheadle is in hot water. I can't believe she still has a job at this point. As we reported yesterday here on the show from the Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas has basically been telling her to keep her mouth shut. Don't do interviews. Don't talk. They didn't want her testifying. Mm-hmm. They don't want her meeting right now with senators, which is unbelievable. And last night, though, for some strange reason, Kimberly Cheadle shows up at the Republican National Convention. So she's at the RNC in Milwaukee, and apparently she was holed up in a suite upstairs. And then she walks out, and people saw her. They're like, wait a minute. That's the director of the Secret Service is here at the RNC. Talk about being conspicuous, right? Then senators saw her. They confronted her. She tried to want to run away from U.S. senators. John Barrasso, Marsha Blackburn. Watch this moment. She's trying to run up the stairs.
This is exactly what you were doing today on the call. Stonewalling.
Attempt. You owe the people answers. You owe President Trump.
If she would have stepped down and again and owned it like a fucking real fucking person would, and apologize, right? And then even if she wanted to end with, moving forward, you know what I mean? I'm stepping down from this position. I'm going to reassess, reevaluate my life, you know what I mean? But anyway, my career, and and then move on from there, right? Like there would have been a lot more people that would have had a lot more respect from her if she would have done that, right? And then the possibility of being hired for anything else after this, right? There would have been more opportunities for that. Right now, she's just blacklisted herself. She looks like a fucking clown, and she also looks like someone that doesn't give a shit about what almost happened, and yeah. And so she would have just been honest, stepped down, owned it, but no, she didn't, and they never do. I wish we'd see that.
Senators. It's not like they're just like random people. They are senators of the United States asking her questions. They finally catch up to her, and they demanded answers. Listen to Senator Barrasso finally grilling her when she has nowhere else to run. Watch this.
Questions that we wanted to ask. Didn't get any of the responses that were necessary from you.
And she's getting paid by American taxpayer. Just to be clear, public servant.
We'll start answering our questions right now about the death threat to President Trump and allowing him to go on stage in Pennsylvania at a time when he'd already been alerted that there was somebody with as far as all these situations identified an hour before, and you let him go on stage without the knowledge of him, the team on the ground, and you put him within less than an inch of his life.
Unbelievable. Now, MSNBC.
If this doesn't show you that she doesn't make good decisions, like I don't know what does. Like, where in what world would she think right after this happened that she would walk around at a Trump rally, basically, is what the RNC is now, and think that she was just gonna just walk around and like, hello, hey everybody.
Unless the optics are, wait, I got to make sure it's safe.
And it's funny that she was there and people were treating her with respect. No one was being crazy, any of that stuff. You get Riley Gaines Barker, who is a competitive swimmer, ladies and gentlemen, and just because she's sharing her fucking truth, stop doing that, and speaking out and up for women's rights, okay? Because what happened to her was a disgrace that should have never happened. She tied a man, and he ended up getting the medal. Are you kidding me? And getting access to women's and children's safe spaces, and just at a convention. She's very brave, and she was attacked by a friggin' mob, right? And she had to be like, she wasn't even protected by law enforcement or security that were there. She had to hide in a friggin' room because she's not going to be able to take. She violence is never the answer. But so that's what happens when she speaks. When Dr. Jordan Peterson goes to speak, it's madness, it's chaos, right? And so this is just to show you there's different demographics of people, I would say, that treat people drastically differently, and this is just more proof of that, right? Even like the days after she almost got a possible future president-elect almost got murdered, assassinated on live TV, and people are just trying to ask her questions. Okay, so think about this.
I'm here to make sure he's safe.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Like, is she ever involved in a field operation?
She could have avoided all that if she could run faster than a 19-minute mile.
And I think those stairs were pretty steep.
19-minute
Pretty
mile.
dangerous walking up the
That
stairs.
was a slope. So that was a slope. So that's why she was so slow on the stairs. Secret Service guys can't go up slopes pretty fast.
Yeah.
The other piece, Joy Reid, MSNBC, Joy Reid, of course, nut job over at MSNBC. She tweeted a video, not of her MSNBC set, but it was like a 5-minute video.
She is a nut job.
She's like, I'm not convinced President Trump was even shot. I think that we need answers. She's like, I don't know that he was hit with a bullet. He might not have even been hit with a bullet. He might have just hit with a piece of glass. He might not have been hit with anything. We don't know. We demand answers.
With a tortilla. Okay.
Maybe a tortilla chip.
Could have been.
Have you ever bit down hard on a tortilla chip?
No.
Might get a bloody mouth. So Joy Reid over at MSNBC thinks this is a conspiracy. Maybe it was staged.
Oh, that's so interesting because she doesn't think COVID is a conspiracy. She didn't think the Hunter Biden laptop was a conspiracy. There's a lot of things she doesn't think are conspiracies when it doesn't fit the narrative.
Or she does think they're conspiracy.
But this, okay, got it. Play that out. Tell me. I'm interested.
Thanks, Joy Reid.
Yeah.
You got something from Jimmy Dore to share. I'm going to share more information on financial consistencies, I would say. But I'll get to that in a minute. Well, actually, I guess now because he speaks about this. And so this is Jimmy Dore. Covered my initial thread that shows 1% increase in trade volume of Donald J. Trump the day before the attempted assassination. I'm not making any false claims here. Okay, so his name is Champagne Joshi, Josh Walkos. Take a look at his content. And he's downloaded a lot of financial data, a lot of documents. You might have to go back in the Wayback Machine to gain access to some of this information, but it's all stuff that's just very interesting.
There's Champagne Joshi. He says, I may have found something potentially important. Can someone please explain to me the extreme disparity between trade volume and the day high for Trump stock, hashtag DJT, for Thursday, July 11th and Friday, July 12th, the day before the assassination attempt? This is directly from TMTG Corporation. Look, Thursday's volume was 3,956,160. Friday's volume, 35,643,508. Thursday's high, $30. Friday's high, 15,000. That Friday high has to be a mistake, right? Even if it is, the extreme swing in volume should definitely warrant further investigation. That is an 801% increase in one day, the day before the attempt on Trump's life. And is that Friday high real? If that Friday high is real, hold on to your boots, my friends. I may have discovered something huge. So, again, I'm also not smart enough to know what this means. Maybe somebody else does. And then I'm not smart enough to know what this means either. But this is his proof. So I don't know. You tell me. So on the 12th, it closed at $30. Day high, 15,638. The day low was 30. The volume 35. So I don't know what any of this means. Maybe someone's texting me who does know. Oh no. So anyway, it looks like someone they shorted Donald Trump stock the day before in a big way. I'm sure it was just a lone gunman.
That's coming out as well. So I was just going to go over the feed and say that the trade was actually put in place weeks earlier and then was processed within days leading up to it. And so, but still, still questionable because it was something that was just it's all very interesting. Even if it was weeks, that's still something to possibly be looked into. But yeah, I do agree. Way more information needs to come out. There are a lot of people questioning him now, and that's why I would highly recommend people taking a look at his page. He is he's being fairly honest about this, and so I'm going to keep this playing, and he is saying he is retracting something that he shared, and so I will agree with that as well.
Was supposed to be a bad shot.
I agree that there's more information that needs to be looked at.
I'm sure that it's just. He was allowed to get in the secured area, climb up on a roof. Who saw him? Not once.
So this is the what was cited by Jimmy Dore in question, and this has been again, there's been people that have been saying that this is an error, It could be a mistake. It could be like, things that were done like weeks in advance and only processed that time. So again, I'm covering everything. And what I'm saying with this is even things that have turned out to be wrong, I'm sharing that as well, right? Because again, like within the first 24 hours, like there's the friggin' fog of war, whatever you want to call it. There's so many inconsistencies, but this is something that's even being referenced on mainstream media still. And I don't know if Jimmy Dore has redacted or clarified either. But again, I want to get this all out because I don't want to talk about this anymore. So if there's anything else that I'm missing, then I would love people to tell me. So he was saying on the 17th of July, a company called Austin Private Wealth LLC shorted 12 million shares of Donald J. Trump via a put option. The filing date is July 12th, the day before the assassination attempt. They have around $1 billion in assets under management, and this is by far the largest put in place. Okay, there is readers added context to this image. Short volume did not increase substantially before July 13 on DJT stock. This SEC filing was filed July 12th, but was investments for the period ending June 30th. The financial firm admitted this PUT purchase error. Okay, so yeah, that was helpful. And so let me see what else we got here. Yeah, Chairman Comer subpoenas Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think that's it. Again, still not confirmed with the second shooter, if there was actually a ladder. I've shared photos, I've shared videos of that. Multiple other people have as well. Again, the jury's out on that as well. So many different things. And so until there are financial records, phone records, radio records, email correspondence, it's like until all that stuff becomes released, like literally this is still, who friggin' knows? Yeah. I don't know why that's not going up. So I'm going to leave it on that for this video. I'm going to come back on because I do want to talk about the reality of the world and the possible shape. And I don't want to make this video too long because I want to focus on that. It's just I'm getting more faith in humanity because even people like Candace Owens, like people that are I would consider to be mainstream media, are going down rabbit holes. I never thought they would, and it's all very interesting. I did want to bring up another point actually, where I've said that on or around the 20th of July, there would be like President Biden would step down. Who knows why? And then obviously because Kamala Harris is the one that's the vice president, she would be the one that would be like the interim sitting president until someone replaced her, because she would definitely not win the Democratic election. Absolutely not. People would not. I don't think, anyways, that people would vote for her. She's not very popular, and she's not very competent, in my humble opinion. It's not to make fun of anyone or call names. It's just a fact. And so I did say there was going to be some kind of an event that would lead to him stepping down. But could it have been this? Could it be this assassination attempt on Donald J. Trump and him getting so much more support after that? This being something that didn't work, and be the precursor, right? So this is something I was predicting even last year. And again, it's not that I come with like any kind of psychic abilities or like clairvoyance or visions or anything. Like I had a prediction that was going to possibly happen, and it looks like it might happen because of the past. And so I don't wish poor health on anyone, obviously. But COVID, he apparently contracted COVID in the last 48 hours, 24 hours, whatever it was. And so he's 81 years old. And so it would be something that if he is sick, it, could possibly impact him a little bit more than others. And it could just be the reason why he steps down. Who knows? It's a little bit of a stretch, but I was right, I think, even if that's the reason that leads to it. Because there's no hope in fucking hell that this guy is going to win. If there's an election in November, there's no way. And Biden, not to speak poorly, but he is. I'll just say he's a pedophile. He's a freaking traitor to humanity, and he's never been good at his job. Any job he's ever done, he's been terrible at it, and he's such a freaking racist. Anyway, I hate talking bad about people, but like some people like that, you know, I just can't believe he's president. He should be in jail. But anyways, on that note, I will leave it at that, and I hope that everyone has a wonderful rest of your day.